Around the Inside Politics table, ask our great reporters to share a bit from their notebooks. Maggie Haberman.
Scott Walker of Wisconsin was in New York City last week for a bunch of fundraising meet and greets, and he met with some hedge fund executives who were very impressed by him. And New York Observer owner Jared Kushner was also on hand. He gave a pretty solid pitch. It was all very, very respectful, and it was all about issues. He was asked how he would beat Jeb Bush, and he surprised a bunch of people by saying Jeb Bush is the front runner. Now, that's contrary to a lot of other things he said publicly last week, but that is his sell to people who could give him money, which is, no, he's the front runner, but I'm the slow and steady guy who's going to come up behind, just like when I ran track when I was younger.
Smart politics, deferential, diplomatic.
Exactly.
Let Jeb catch the harpoons. Steve?
I've been following a state political story, the state of Israel. Spent a few days reporting there last week, and Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister who made so much, got so much notice here, is close to losing. Doesn't mean his party will lose, but his party is in grave danger in the election, which is coming up on Tuesday. Now, Israel's political system is so complicated that even if his party ends up not being the leading party, there are scenarios where he could end up in a governing coalition. We don't know that Netanyahu's going away. But it's interesting to note that Isaac Herzog, the Labor Party leader, who's his biggest challenger, wants to change Israel's approach to the world, has been talking about trying to end Israel's isolation in the world, which would suggest changing a lot of policies that have infuriated this White House or frustrated this White House over the last several years. There could be a change if the election results go a certain way.
And the president's made pretty clear, President Obama, how he would like them to go.
Yeah, I don't think there'd be a lot of people crying in the White House.
We'll see if he gets his wish. A fun one to watch. Julie?
There's been a lot of discussion about what the lack of a robust primary challenge would have, the type of impact it would have on Hillary Clinton's candidacy. But in some of the early voting states, this is not just a political story, this is also an economic story. When you have robust primaries in both parties, you have tons of money flooding into Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, on television ads, on hotels, transportation, campaign headquarters. And there is some concern that on the Democratic side, we're just simply not going to see that this time around. And it's a reminder that politics has become such a big business beyond just the campaigns and the super PACs.
That's right, especially in those early states. You're encouraging more Democrats to get in and just get in and spend money. Just open a headquarters.
Every story with an Iowa activist.
Open a headquarters, spend some money. Robert?
Senator Marco Rubio has been watching the fast ascent of Governor Walker and Governor Bush carefully, and he's been wondering, how do I get to that top tier? And he has a very interesting quiet strategy right now. He's been reaching out to Mitt Romney and Mitt Romney's inner circle, building those relationships. He's spoken with Romney twice since Romney decided not to get in the race, and he's had meetings this week with people like Lan He-Chen, Romney's former policy director, and texts often with Spencer Zwick, Romney's former finance director. I think Rubio, if he nurtures those relationships, we'll see him continue to rise in the donor community and with consultants and voters.
That's interesting. Smart strategy, too. We'll keep an eye on that. I'll close with this. New Hampshire is literally awash in would-be presidents these days. Ted Cruz is there tomorrow. Rick Perry got decent grades for his visit last week, and there was a ton of buzz this weekend about two firsts, both Scott Walker and Jeb Bush visiting the first primary state this weekend for the first time as presidential contenders. One major first, one more first, just ahead, and getting some important behind-the-scenes help. Ohio Governor John Kasich will be in New Hampshire on March 24th for what is now a rite of presidential passage, the Politics and Eggs breakfast. Watch to see if he adds any additional public events or important private meetings. He's getting some help from former Governor John Sununu and his son, the former senator. They're among those urging Kasich to get more active in New Hampshire. And former senator and budget hawk Judd Gregg, a very important Republican in that state, also described to me as a fan of Kasich, adding his voice to the Republican debate.